Hi everyone! I look like Alfie Days. Hello you wonderful beautiful people, and welcome back to another tutorial. Woo! Today I'm doing a red and black extreme smoky eye, so keep watching and I hope you enjoy. For my brows, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in medium brown, which is my go-to brow product. I do my brows by creating an outline and then filling it in, going a little bit darker towards the end and lighter towards the front to create a slight ombre effect. I'm using my MAC Soft Ochre Pro Paint Pot as a primer and applying it all over the lid using my fingers. I'm using this light brown eyeshadow by MAC, and I'm applying it in the crease with my MAC 224 brush. I'd say this is one of my favorite brushes at the moment because it's so soft and fluffy, and it's really good for applying transition colors with. So I'm just putting that all in the crease very lightly. Next, I'm using the shade Salads and Grum from my Alice in Wonderland palette from Urban Decay, and I'm applying that all in the crease with my MAC 217 brush, which is another one of my ultimate favorite brushes. Because the shade is a little bit light in orange, I decided to use the pigment by Kryolan called Jasper and just add that on because, as you can see, it just gave it a lot more color and it's just really pigmented, and we want to go for a bit of a dramatic look. Then I get my deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques and I just really buff that color into the lid. After that, I apply a black eyeshadow. This is just a random one from MAC, and I keep going back with both brushes and really blend these two colors together to create the smoky effect that you want to achieve. I didn't think the red was quite bright enough, so I decided to add my MAC Ruby Woo lipstick and apply this to the crease. It's a matte lipstick, so it's actually alright to use in the crease. It's not very sticky, but it just gives it a brighter effect really than the eyeshadows did. To intensify the black, I used a gel liner by MAC called Black Track, and I applied it to the lid with a flat brush and just blend all the colors together. I think eyeshadows can sometimes look a bit grey rather than full-on black, so a gel liner can be really good for that. To highlight, I'm using a champagne shade and just applying this into the inner corner of my eyes and under the brow bone. Next, I'm using my favorite mascara, Royal Lash, which I just realized is upside down in that image, but yeah, this is my favorite mascara. And then I just put some lashes on the top. These are by Eylure Fleur de Force lashes, and I think they're really, really pretty and quite natural as well. To prime, I'm using my Estee Edit Pore Vanishing Stick, which is my favorite primer at the moment. It's so easy to use, and it feels really, really smooth on the skin. I usually just apply it and then rub it out a little bit with my hands, but it's absolutely amazing. I really, really like that. Next, I'm using some loose powder. I actually use this underneath my foundation because it gives it such a nice smooth finish when you put your foundation on top. And then I'm mixing my foundations again. I'm using the Bobbi and the Urban Decay one. The Bobbi one's very, very light. The Urban Decay one is quite dark, so when I mix them together, it's not the perfect shade, but sometimes you just have to make do with the things you have. Because I'm a student and I can't afford to get a new foundation every week. So yeah, I use one of those oval brushes. I'm not a huge fan of them for eyes, but I love them for face, especially for foundation because it feels like I'm painting on my foundation. And then I just use the smaller one to get rid of any lines around the eyes because I can't reach it with my big brush. After I've applied my foundation, I just go back to the eyes. I apply some eyeshadow underneath the eyes. I know it may seem that I go in a really random order when I do my makeup, but I think it makes more sense to apply the eyeshadow under the eyes on top of the foundation rather than having to apply your foundation around it, because I can sometimes think that creates really harsh edges. So I go in with the red and then I go in with the black and I blend them together. Because this is quite a dramatic look, I apply a bit more than I usually would. Usually I wouldn't wear that much eyeshadow under my eyes, but for this look it works, so we're going with it. For contour, I'm using the Revlon Sculpt and Highlight Kit. This was made in collaboration with Chloe Morello, who is one of my favorite YouTubers. And my best friend got me it for Christmas, and she went through a lot of trouble of buying it because it's only available in Australia, so I thought that was really, really sweet. I really like this palette because it has some more cool shades, and I'm quite pale, so those colors work really well with my skin. I use 2 shades to contour with, so the lighter contour shade and the darker one as well, just because I have pretty much no cheekbones. So I have to kind of draw them on, if that makes sense. I have to use 2 shades to create a 3D effect. And then I just blend the shades together for a very, very long time. Next, I'm using a peachy shade mixed with a pink as blusher. I'm just applying this a little bit onto the apples of the cheeks and the cheekbones as well. To highlight, I'm using my Revolution Strobing palette, which is really good for how cheap it is. I started using it with a brush, but it's actually a lot easier to use it with your fingers and just apply it on the cheekbones, down the nose, and a little bit on the cupid's bow. For lips, I'm starting with the Spice Lip Pencil by MAC. When I apply lip pencil, I usually just cover in my whole entire lip because I find that if you put lipstick over a liner, it tends to stay a lot longer, and I feel like it just looks nicer when it's filled in as well. I do have quite lopsided lips, especially my bottom lip. I don't know why this is, and I feel like if I ever try to fix it with lip liner, it just ends up looking weird. So I've accepted it, I'm going with it. Usually my bottom lip I fill in completely, and my top lip I draw little lines down because I've seen somewhere that makes your lips look bigger. But probably not, it's just because I'm lazy to fill in my entire top lip. Then I'm using Velvet Teddy, again by MAC. I realize I've used a lot of MAC products in this tutorial, but I do like the products a lot. And I'm just applying that. I think it's actually the most popular color ever. I don't know, I remember it being sold out for a long time because Kylie Jenner said she liked it, so it must be a popular shade. To top it off, I'm using this gloss by Victoria's Secret. They actually do really nice lip glosses, although I've had this one for a very, very long time, so it's just my go-to gloss. And I'm applying that for a more dramatic effect. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like it down below. Leave me a comment and telling me what kind of videos you'd like to see me do. If you want me to do something other than tutorials, let me know and I'll definitely do it. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. That will help me out a lot. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Bye!